Currently going through the full moon weekend. The full moon was on the 4th of December, and today is the 7th of December. I got my period yesterday, the 6th of December, so sinking baddies. I decided that I was gonna share a what I call to be a letter that I wrote last year. It's a love letter for any person who is highly empathetic, who is a giver, who is a nurturer, who is an old soul, who is highly sensitive, who's the generational curse breaker. This is for all those people, trailblazers, right? I call it the giver's journal, because each and every one of these people, whether you're a nurturer or you're an empathetic soul, you're a giver in your nature. So I figured I would call it the giver's journal. So here we go, let's start. For today, I'll share day one or part one of the journey. I've broken it into different parts. So part one is the sacrificial giver. The sacrificial giver is a child who is born into a world, or even more so a family, where giving is expected, right? Giving is expected. Giving is what we call love. That kind of conditioning, even the world that we live in lives by that kind of conditioning. This child is taught from a very young age that to give to others, it means to be kind, and it means to be loving, and it means to be many, many different things. So when I share about this child, I'm not talking about a girl child or a boy child. I'm speaking to a human child. Any message of mine will be to the human being, conscious, to the human person. I don't generalize. We're all human in this space, so I hope we can all respect that. This is to the child that was taught that they have to give without limitation. In most cases, your journey has been filled with a lot of sacrificial giving. And we wouldn't call it that because it's something we grew up seeing from a very young age, whether we grew up seeing it through our parents. I know personally for me, I grew up seeing through my mother, my grandmother, all the maternal figures that I know. It's even actually a cultural expectation that we be givers in this kind of way that is sacrificial. And I've come to realize that actually it's a wound in our human nature, that we give in a way that sacrifices. And this is the sacrificial giver. You grow up thinking that this is what giving means, right? And that is your understanding of what giving is. And I just wanted to say that it's very important to see the child in that, and that it's okay to have been that person. I know I used to be that person, and I've given myself a lot of grace in the unbecoming, in the unlearning of that person. So that is how the journey starts. You are raised to be a sacrificial giver. You are conditioned to be this person, so your nervous system knows only to give in a way that sacrifices against yourself, right? This creates a lot of like shame. It creates a lot of guilt when you think of being a giver to yourself, because you're raised to be the one who gives to others and not to self. And I want to speak that is the first part of the sacrificial giver's journey. You're born into this world, and that is how you view this world. That is how you view love. That is how you view life. That is the glasses that you wear. And I just wanted to say that if you're in this path of your journey, there's nothing wrong with where you are. It's actually where you should be. When I think of my journey, if I was never the sacrificial giver, then I wouldn't be where I am today, right? So that is the beginning of the journey as the sacrificial giver, chapter 1.